Okay, buckle up because in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to increase SMV and attractiveness. And this is going to be step-by-step specific processes that you can use to make yourself more attractive to women. I'm going to be giving you real-life processes that transition or that translate directly into a better dating life. Stick with me because I understand that this video will change your life at a very high level, because this is going to be fundamental masculinity secrets to success that majority of men don't even know exist. Now, you no longer have an excuse to not be part of some of the things that I made, which means I have created my own complementary group, my own complementary processes that you can actually have for free. I've created my own free community. Yes, I have actually made this. This is my own specific processes that I made for you. And I did this because I want to help truly as many people as I possibly can. I want to help as many guys as I can, which means now that I have made this complimentary, this is literally like a gift that I have given you now for free. You no longer have an excuse not to take action. You no longer have an excuse to not be part of the things that I've made. And because of that, the cool thing is that you actually get some interaction with me and all of the other guys in here. If you use these same principles that I use in my life into your life, watch your life change for the better because you now actually have a plan. Let's dive in. Okay, this might actually be the most important video that I've ever made, and this video is going to determine if you actually have some success in life, okay? So this is step-by-step how to increase SMV and attractiveness in these specific areas that get women to notice you, okay? And this is what I call masculinity secrets of success. Now, what this all comes down to, okay, is monitoring your environment, because you become what your environment is like. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is we have to actually monitor your environment, and step one to doing this is get into a bare bones natural state with your own environment. So what that means is we want to remove anything that raises your cortisol or your stress hormones. Okay, if you look up online what cortisol is, this will give you a better definition, but anything that raises stress. Okay, so we are going to remove anything that raises cortisol or gives you easy dopamine. These are the two things we have to remove. I'm going to show you why, and like I said, you can do your own research on this, but this is what I have figured out on my own. Now, the reason why this is a prerequisite is because you have to do this first, or you will not be able to stick out any of the other things that I'm going to be teaching you. So here's what you have to understand. So cortisol can raise stress. So I went online and I actually typed in, I was like, what are the things that raise cortisol? And this is just a quick list of some of the things that I found. The first was added sugar and refined carbohydrates. The next is going to be alcohol, caffeinated drinks, any kind of like mental stress. So I'm guessing that emotional stress does probably play a factor into that as well. And not exercising. You're eating bad food. Okay, you are basically consuming things that is going to raise your stress. This is going to make your environment very bad, because now the things that you're consuming or what you're around isn't good. Okay, so we need to remove these things. So this is the first thing. You have to monitor your cortisol. Now you have to monitor your dopamine. Okay, say this one more time. Any easy access of pleasure with no work. And what this does is this ruins your drive. That means if you're constantly gaining dopamine without doing any effort, okay, or doing anything hard, it's going to ruin your motivation every single day. Okay, so if we get this out of the way, here's what's going to happen. Our environment is going to change because we have created a living situation or a circumstance that is optimal for success, okay? So this is step one. Now, once you have done that, okay, now you can actually start to understand processes. So step two as a man is we have to do this. We have to understand progressive overload and then apply it to all areas in life. Here's what I can tell you. I learned this through bodybuilding, but the fact is most guys just move way too quick. Okay, so what I mean is this. Most guys walk into the gym. We all have seen this type of guy. Dude goes into the gym, okay, and by day 3, he's trying to 1 rep max a bench press, or he's trying to all of a sudden 1 rep max to test his strength, or he's adding way too much weight on the barbell in between these weeks and not doing a proper structure and a proper progressive overload training plan, okay? You have to understand this about everything in life, whether it be approaching your dream girlfriend, whether it be building the success habits needed to make your dream income, whatever the case may be. Progress is slow, okay? You have to understand this. Most guys move too quick. So if I were to create a training plan for somebody, let's say if this was incline barbell bench press, Let's just say hypothetically, their strength day one, which even this is probably pretty high if this is truly their first day in the gym, but let's just use 135 pounds for rough numbers. So let's say we hit 135 pounds for 5 sets of 5. Next week, we're not going to try to 1 rep max 185, but that's what most guys do. They try to make progress way too quick. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to stack. Okay, so then the next week, we're just going to try 140 for 5 sets of 5. If we hit that, now we're going to do 145 for 5 sets of 5. If we hit that, now we're going to try 150. Well, we try 150, what happens? Well, we hit a little bit of a plateau. Maybe we only get 3 sets of 5 here, and then the other 2 sets is 2 sets of 4. Cool. Well, what happens? Now next week you try 150 again. Now you get the 5 sets of 5. Okay? Now you're just busting through strength gains. We hit 155 for 5 sets of 5. We hit 160 for 5 sets of 5. Then we get to 165. Well, maybe we hit another plateau again. Maybe if 165 is our struggle number, we hit 2 sets of 5 and then 3 sets of 4. And then the next week it's 165 for 3 sets of 5 and 2 sets of 4. And then the next week it's 165 for 4 sets of 5 and 1 set of 4. And then after the 1, 2, 3, 4th week in a row, now we finally hit 165 for the 5x5. And so on and so forth, okay? Now we hit 170, so on and so forth. So this is the problem, is guys give up way too early, guys give up way too quickly, and a dude goes in the gym, okay, day 3, and he's already trying new weight, and he is only doing a couple reps, and his form is all over the place. He doesn't have tracked progression. It's like everything's just a big mess. We've all seen that guy. It's day 2 in the gym, and he puts on a weight that he can't handle. He already needs a spotter, and his form looks like this. That is an example of a guy without a plan, okay? Progression in life is slow. For me to hit all of these, what did it take? It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks of tracked progression. This is just one exercise. Now do this with every single lift in the gym. This is progressive overload. You have to understand these 3 words: slow, you have to understand the words patience, and you have to have some discipline. This is the 3rd word, discipline, to stick with it. This is called masculinity, discipline. Repetitive success habits that build who you are. This is what I've done my whole life for the past 10 years. This built me into who I am. Because of that, I know that this works. Okay, so this is step 2. You understand progressive overload. Now we have to move on to step 3. What is step 3? Step 3 would be you are going to apply what you learned in the gym to your dating and social life. Okay, and here's what you have to understand. All men will need to do this to get to new levels. If you want to get to new levels, you have to do this. And the reason why is because everybody hits a limit. Everyone is going to hit a limit at some point. You think that this guy over here was blessed, and he might be at his starting point, but that doesn't mean that he's going to consistently keep making gains and progress in life. Everybody hits a limit. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how tall you are, doesn't matter any of that, okay? Okay, so here's what you have to understand. You focusing on talking to the runway model, right? The runway supermodel that you find so attractive, so gorgeous day 1, okay, and never taking action because you fall off of your plan. This was your training plan in the gym. You fall off it by week 3 because you try to do too much. Trying to do that day 1 is equal to the guy the first week going into the gym thinking that he has to squat 4 plates. It's not going to work. You are focused on the end result, which is that dream girlfriend that you have, that beautiful girlfriend, and it's hard for you to say hello to one new person that's even a dude right beside you. This is the whole problem, okay? So now what you have to do is all of this, look at this, 12 weeks of tracked progression. This is what you have to do for your whole life. 12 weeks turns into 52 weeks, that's a year. 104 weeks now is 2 years, so on and so forth. You have to do this every single day. If you want results, there's no excuse. Nothing will make up for this. There is no amount of raw talent that will make up for this. You are either doing the success habits needed or you're not. I don't care how you feel. When your head hits the pillow at night, you either got the stuff done that you needed to or you didn't. I don't care about overall self-improvement. We have to self-improve in the areas needed that you actually have to achieve as a man to increase your dating life and make things way better for yourself. And that's what I'm here to do, is I'm here to help as many guys get there as humanly possible. So, okay. Let's say this one more time. Focusing on talking to the runway model day 1 and never taking action is equal to the guy first week in the gym thinking that he has to squat 4 plates, okay? You are going to now apply progressive overload. You are going to say hi to one new dude at the gym today. Now, the next step for progressive overload, you're now going to try to just do this for 7 days in a row. Just say hi. Okay? Now what you're going to do, after 7 days, you're going to say hi, okay? And now you're going to say, how's your day going? Well, you're not going to try to rush this too quick. You're going to just sit right there for another 7 days, okay? Just like what I had to do, none of you guys saw this. For me, right, for the longest time, my plateau on incline barbell bench press was 245 pounds for 5 sets of 5, okay? Not only did it take me a bunch of weeks to get there, like years and years to get there, but before I could go to 250 pounds, I had to sit there at 245 pounds for 5 sets of 5 and get so used to the movement. I had to sit there for, I think, like 12 or 13 weeks in a row, 3 months at one weight, before I could just add another 2.5 pounds on each side and be at 250. None of you saw that. That's how everything has been my entire life. That's how it's going to be for your whole life too. Figuring out where your plateaus are and increasing the things needed to overcome them. So you're just going to sit there for another 7 days. You're going to say hi, how's your day? And you're going to sit there for 7 days. Now you're going to add one more thing. Now, okay, after 14 days of doing these two things, by day 15 now you're just going to say, hi, how's your day going? And now you're going to add in, what's your name? Do you see how this is micro progressions? You are literally adding micro progressions. So micro progressions, okay, this is how you make long-term success. This is how you get long-term success. So I'm 28 years old. Let's say if I did stuff like this every single day for the next 3 years, now by the time I'm 28, 29, 30, 31, let's say, now I'm able to talk to whoever or whatever. This is the example that I'm trying to give you. It doesn't matter what age you are. Take my age out of the equation. It's about you. It's about helping you. This is what you have to do. These micro progressions add up. These micro progressions turn you into something that you didn't even know that you were because you put in the dedication, success habits to get there. This is the only way. You can learn all the information that you want. I don't care how many videos you watch, and I don't care how much information you consume. You become what your daily actions build up into, okay? And that's just how life works. So the issue is that everybody gives up. When I just laid out 12 weeks of progression here, everybody gives up by week 2, and then they go back to just playing video games. This is the problem. The problem is no understanding of patience and no understanding of discipline and dedication. This is everybody's issue. You have to be patient. And it's not about tackling all of this assertively and at a quick pace. This is about going slow enough that you can stay in the game longest. The same goes for business. The same goes for life. The same goes for everything. Who can stick in the game the longest and keep progressing without giving up? That's how this works, okay? So now, step 4. You're going to apply progressive overload to your faith, okay, and to your business. This is how you start to level up spiritually and you level up financially. So maybe it's really hard for you to, get into a state where you're focused, okay? But what you're going to ask yourself is you're going to say, well, how can I make micro progressions that add up? Can you sit there and just pray or meditate for maybe just 10 seconds a day? Okay, cool. If you can do that for 7 days straight, now can you do it for 15 seconds instead of 10? If you can do that for another 7 days straight, now can we just do 30 seconds? Do you see how you're not rushing this? This is the problem. Everybody is so in a rush. People are going to go, well, how do I pray or how do I meditate for a full half hour and be able to be at peace instantly? And it doesn't work like that. Your environment right here, getting to a bare bones natural state in your environment, if you don't do this prerequisite step where you actually understand your stress, okay, or the word cortisol, and look, I'm not super advanced at all the terminology when it comes to science and all this. I don't know everything about stress and all that but I just looked this up online and I'm like, what are the things or what is cortisol and how can this increase stress? And then I looked at the word dopamine, okay? This is what I'm saying. You have to get your environment good in the first place. So it's like, well, can we do 15 seconds? Now can we do 30? Okay, everybody right here, they want to make $1 million. I'm sure you want to make $1 million a year. Everybody says that, oh, I want to be a millionaire. It's like, okay, well, can you convince someone to just give you $1? Well, if you can do that now, can you convince somebody to give you $10? Well, if you do that for enough weeks in a row or enough months in a row, now can you just go and convince somebody to give you $100? But see, this is a problem. Everybody quits. Everybody quits. And this is why most men don't have success, because they all quit. So here's what you have to understand. The high school football player or the high school athlete that, let's say, attracted all the ladies. Okay, you probably thought, oh man, if I was only that guy. That same guy right now, because that was a different environment, and because like I said earlier, every single man or every single person will have to do this because everybody hits a limit at some point. That exact guy way back then who was, let's say, the ladies' man, okay, there's a very high chance that that guy right now is working a job that he hates with no options. Why? Because every single person will hit some kind of limit where they are forced to progress or they are going to stay in the exact same situation. This right here is how you increase SMV and attractiveness in the areas that women will notice. Because now what you've done is you've created the disciplined success habits that make you a man of value. You have created the charisma because you have understood discipline through building your body. You have understood progressive overload in every area in your life. And you're now a man that is results focused because you are able to operate and do all of these things regardless of how you feel. So what I did was I made my own group, my own community, and my own inside processes that I'm going to be giving you complimentary. All you have to do now is join me inside of that. I'll give it to you right now. It's probably going to be in the description of this video. You'll love it. We'll see you in the next one.